Hello my dear students, in this video we are going to study user defined functions. What do you mean by user defined function? So these are the functions which are defined by the user to solve his or her problem. Let us take the general structure of user defined function. First we are going to write the return type specifier, and then we are going to write name of the function, and inside the round braces we are going to write the argument list, curly open brace and local variables. Then we are going to write executable statement number 1, executable statement number 2, executable statement number 3, and so on up to n number of executable statements, then curly closing brace. So curly closing brace indicates that this is the termination point of the user defined function. Now let us study calling a function. So how exactly you are going to call a particular user defined function from the calling function. So let us continue with the syntax. So here we can see variable name is equal to function name, and inside the round braces we can pass the arguments. In one more way, the same statement can also be written as variable name is equal to, then we can write name of the function and empty round braces. That indicates we are not going to pass any argument into it. Let us take one small example. Here we are going to write variable as big is equal to, the function name is biggest, and then inside the bracket we are going to write a comma b comma c. Here we are passing 3 different arguments to find the biggest among 3 numbers. Let us continue with the main function. So here in C++ programming language we are going to use at least and at most one main function. So without main function you will not be able to execute C++ program. Always execution of C++ program starts from main function only. Here main function is a calling function, so that returns either void or by default it returns integer type of data to the operating system. Let us take the general format of the main function. Here we can write int main, then curly open brace, and then we are going to write variables, executable statements, return 0 or any expression, then curly closing brace. Otherwise we can also write it as void main, curly open brace, executable statements. Now we'll continue with returning a value. Whenever the function definition is called by a calling function, then the called function or the function definition has to return some value back to the calling function. So here we are going to write the keyword called return and expression. Otherwise we can write simply return 0. Now let us continue with function prototypes. What do you mean by function prototype? Here function prototype is nothing but declaring a function. It is similar to that of declaring variable before using them in a C++ program. Here function prototypes tells the compiler that this particular program is present. You have to search for it and you have to execute the executable statements present in it. Now let us take the syntax of declaring function prototypes. So here we are going to write return type specifier, name of the function, and then inside the bracket we are going to write type argument 1, type argument 2, type argument 3, and so on. Otherwise the same statement can also be written as return type specifier and name of the function, and in a round braces we are going to write type comma type comma type and so on. Now let us take an example. Here we'll write float volume, then inside the round braces we are going to write float x comma float y comma float z. Otherwise we can also write the same statement as float volume, inside the round braces we are going to write float comma float comma float. Now let us continue with the type of arguments. So arguments are nothing but they are the variables which will be passed in a function declaration, which will receive the value from the user through keyboard, from calling function to called function. There are 2 different types of arguments. The first one is actual arguments and the second one is formal arguments. So let us continue with the first one, that is actual arguments. So actual arguments are the variables which will be passed by the user through keyboard which holds the actual value, hence the name the actual arguments. And these variables are passed from calling function to called function. The variables which are declared in a main function or the variables which are declared or which are passed in a function call are called as the actual arguments. Let us continue with the formal arguments. These are the arguments which are passed in a called function which will receive the copies of the values from the calling function. And you can see the examples in each of these two cases. Now let us continue with local variables. So these are the variables which are declared within the function definition and they can be accessed within that particular block is called as local variables. Next we'll continue with global variables. So these are the variables which can be accessed throughout the program are called as global variables. Types of functions or categories of functions. So there are 5 different types of functions. Now let us continue with the first one, function with no arguments and no return value. Now let us take an example. In order to print the natural numbers, we are going to take this example as void natural. Inside the round braces, we are not going to declare any variable, that is arguments. In curly open brace, we are going to use for looping structure for I is equal to 1 because natural number starts from 1. Then put semicolon, I is less than or equal to 10 because we want to print first 10 natural numbers. Then we are going to use incrementation operator, that is I plus plus. Next we are going to write cout and then we want to print the values of I. So next curly closing brace. Next we'll continue with the second one, function with arguments and no return value. So let us take an example, void average. Inside the round braces we are going to write int x comma int y comma int z, then curly open brace, and we are going to declare 2 local variables, that is float sum comma avg, that is average. Then we are going to use sum is equal to a plus b plus c. Then we are going to write avg is equal to sum divided by 3. And now we want to print average, that is cout avg curly closing brace. Next, the third category of functions is function with no arguments but with a return value. So let us take an example. Here we are going to take int greatest and inside the round braces we are going to write nothing, so that indicates function without any arguments. So curly open brace, we are going to write here if a is greater than b, return a, else return b. Next we'll continue with the fourth type of function. So that is function with return type and with return value. Let us continue with one example, float interest. Inside the round brace we are going to write float p, that is principal amount, comma float t, that is time duration, next comma float r, that is rate of interest. So curly open brace, and we are going to declare one local variable called si, that is float si, and here we'll write si is equal to p into t into r divided by 100, and we are going to return this value, so that is return si curly closing brace. Next one is the fifth category of functions, that is recursive function. What do you mean by recursive function? It is a function that calls by itself is called as recursive function. So this particular function will enter into infinite loop if it is not properly terminated by a stopping condition. Now we'll continue with passing default arguments to the functions. So in some situations it is required to pass some default arguments, so whose associativity is always from right to left. So we have to initialize those default arguments from right to left. Let us take an example, float interest. Inside the round brace we are going to write float principal amount p, comma int t time, comma float r is equal to 0.15, semicolon. So this indicates that it is a function prototype, because we have to declare all these default arguments in a function prototype only, and function prototype should be terminated by semicolon. And while calling this particular type of function, we have to pass only two arguments. Here we are going to write SI is equal to interest. Inside the round braces, we are going to pass the value for principal amount, and we are going to pass the value for time, not the rate of interest, because it is already initialized in a function prototype. Now we'll study passing constant arguments to the function. So here we can pass some arguments which are constant, that are not changeable by the program or the user. So in order to make it constant, we are going to use the keyword called as const. You can see here in the example. Pass by value or call by value. So we'll be able to pass the argument values directly from the user through keyboard. So which will be passed from calling function to called function. Pass by reference or call by reference. So these are the variables which will be passed with the help of its address. So that is, using ampersand, it is possible for us to pass those arguments. Passing arrays to functions. We can pass arrays to functions as that of the normal variables. Here we are going to directly pass only the name of the array, not the entire array with the subscript. Here we are going to use only name of the array, that automatically takes the first block address, and consecutively it starts inserting all the values that are present in an array. Passing structures to functions. It is also possible for us to pass structures to functions by means of call by value or pass by value methods. Now let us continue with structures. So what do you mean by structure? So structure is a collection of basic data type. Otherwise, we can also define it as it is a heterogeneous collection of different or same type of data under the same name is called as structure. Then how do you define a structure? So let us see the syntax of defining a structure. So here we are going to use struct as a keyword and struct name. So any valid identifier name you can write. Next curly open brace. Then we are going to write data type and then member name, that is first member. Next data type, member 2, and so on. Data type, then member n. Curly closing brace and semicolon. So that indicates it's a termination point of definition of structure. Now let us take an example. Here we can write struct is a keyword, and then we are going to use the structure name as employee, curly open brace, and here we are going to write int empid, float salary, char name, char designation, and curly closing brace and put semicolon. So that indicates it's a termination point of the structure definition. That's all in this video. Thank you very much for watching this video. We will see you in the next video.